Welcome to the new series of Amazon webinars from Sell Beyond. My name is Eloise Finch. I'm founder of Sell Beyond, and I'm delighted to welcome Mario, who I'll allow to introduce himself. Mario is with Sell Beyond as well.
Hi, I'm Mario. As Eloise said, I'm with Sell Beyond. I've only joined recently. I'm an Amazon seller myself, and started in 2017 selling on Amazon, or my journey, let's put it this way, because it took me some time till I started. But yeah, what is my exact title, Louise?
Awesome, like Master of the Universe.
so yeah.
Maybe talk about what you were doing before you started working your full time on your Amazon business.
So I used to be an IT architect. I was working for financial services. So I'm used to the banking world. Let's put it this way. I think it was more than 30 years. I think it was 32 years that I did in IT. And then I jumped into Amazon. To be honest, in 2010, I put aside the business on eBay. I started the business on eBay, just doing eBay. However, it was just something on the side, so it was not just to have something going on. But then I jumped into Amazon and I took it more seriously. And now I'm actually, this month I celebrated 10 years of eBay. And sorry for that. Sorry, I just need to make sure.
And everything off.
Yeah.
So those who are on the webinar, Mario feels your pain, and he's been there. At Sell Beyond, we help brands grow on Amazon, and that comes through lots of different ways. And what we're looking at today is the basics of account health and inventory management, because getting those targets right and getting them on target will actually help you save money, be more profitable, and do a better job on Amazon. So this is specifically a Seller Central webinar, although you know, some of the principles may be applicable to parts of Vendor Central, but really that's what we're going to dive into today. How to maintain a healthy account.
So basically, I'm going to go through how to say your account overview, okay? How to look at your own account, and this is quite important. I'm just going to move. So this is quite important because we have, at least even I did this mistake in the beginning. You say, oh, okay, I want to sell on Amazon, and how you bring sales, etc. And you don't think how Amazon sees you or how Amazon rates you. And this affects actually your sales, your profit, whether how you get your buy box, if there's somebody with your same price, etc. It affects costs, and it also affects if you're saving money, because you can save money by just looking at some data that Amazon provides for your own business.
So yeah. just to recap before we move on, yeah. I had a lot of people come in with some things about what their challenges are. A lot of people having challenges with pay-per-click, a lot of people having challenges with buy box. What you're saying is we've got to sort this stuff out before we move on to advertising, before we move on to other things. This is really important.
Yeah, I'm not saying don't do advertising. What I'm saying is it's something that you need to keep an eye on, because just having advertising and having your PPC or your listings in good health, let's put it this way, it's not enough. There are other things that Amazon expects you to do. Okay.
Okay. Other things that Amazon expects us to do. Let's have a look. Go for it. Go for it.
So, as I said, I use the word avatar, okay, for your profile on Amazon. So basically, seller in your account on Amazon is, let's say, rated. When you open an account, the first 3 months, I think you are just given you're like in honeymoon period, let's put it this way, with Amazon. So they just let you do whatever you like in a way, but they will be monitoring you and they will be building your profile, which I call avatar. And this is based on how well your listings perform, how well your stock is maintained. Basically, how well your stock is maintained is if you're running out of stock or you're supplying enough stock so that not overstocking. Okay, so either you your supply is not enough or you're overstocking. So that is monitored. Okay, your general feedback. So if your products as a seller, people are commenting on you that you're not offering a good service or you're offering a good service, it depends, and your reviews about your products. There are other factors which I won't go in. I'm just going to tackle a few of these today. Yeah, Louise.
Okay.
So you control all this by through your listings, basically. So your active listings can either be FBA or FBM. Your inactive listings.
Explain what FBA and FBM are, just to make sure everyone understands.
Yeah, sure. So FBM is fulfilled by Amazon, okay, and FBM is fulfilled by merchants. So fulfilled by Amazon is Amazon does everything for you. You send it to them and they ship it to the customer. They take returns and all those things. While fulfilled by merchant, it means that you have to send the product yourself and take care of any returns and things like that. So that's the difference.
That could be you could literally go to the post office with a jiffy bag and have products in your bedroom, or it could be you pay a third-party warehouse to deal with all of that for you.
Yes.
If you've FBA, at some point you've made a big shipment of stuff to Amazon, and Amazon is then dealing with everything else.
Yeah, correct. So, so there is active listings, as I was saying, and inactive listings. Active listings is what you are selling right now, and inactive is listings that you are either going to sell in the future or that you are selling, but you don't have in stock anymore right now. So it becomes inactive, not because you run out of stock. You can also have incomplete listings that you are listing but you haven't finished.
That means you have finished the writing or the details,
yes,
not the product finished, but
yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. And then listing removed. So maybe there was an error in the listing, or Amazon found that your product is defective, and so they removed it. But it's still on your listing as such, and you still see it on Seller Center, but it's deactivated. So those are 4 areas that you need to tackle, basically. So to help us monitor this, okay, Amazon gives us a tool called inventory planning, okay, and it also scores us. It gives us a score. So in here, this is an example, okay. So everybody is different. You will have, let's say, a score of 503. 503 is considered to be healthy. If you read the blue box on the right, is considered to be healthy for Amazon, okay? The maximum score that you can have is 1000. However, it's because you're 503 and you are healthy, it doesn't mean that you are safe. Even if you have 600, you are not safe, because the points can go down very quickly. You just need to keep an eye on it and make sure that everything is in as it should be. The inventory performance has got four things that is calculated on, which is excess inventory, FBA sell-through, how fast you're selling on Amazon, stranded inventory, things that are in the warehouse, either they got damaged, they are not selling, they've been there for a long time, and or things that has been returned. That, as I said, it could be lots of reasons why stranded. I don't know, a listing got an error. So then the items become stranded. And FBA in stock rate. What this means is how good you are restocking Amazon, whether you are overstocking, whether you are not stocking at all, and they rate you on this. I mean, the actual correct thing is to be always not running out of stock, but you are not restocking, sorry, overstocking. So that's the correct way of doing it.
So just to recap here, what we're looking at is on the Seller Central dashboard. You go to there's a video on YouTube, just if you're not entirely sure where this is, where you have catalog, inventory, reports, advertising, all of that stuff. You go to inventory and you scroll down, and then inventory planning is the sub menu that we need to go to. So you may have seen on a LinkedIn post that I did, or in the email that you received, you will have a bar between red and green where a score, when you click on inventory planning, and Amazon is telling you how you rate, and it's giving you targets, and we want the targets. We've got to hit them, otherwise Amazon is going to start penalizing us.
Yeah.
Shall I move on, Mary, to the next slide?
Yes, please. So I know it's difficult to see this slide, but there's only one thing. If you don't take care of the inventory planning, if you don't monitor it and you ignore it, there is a risk that you lose your storage. So this is all that this slide is saying. So you know that you have storage.
You're doing FBA. If you've got your stuff in an Amazon warehouse, you risk losing your storage.
Yes, exactly.
That's bad. Don't do it.
Of course, yeah, of course. That's why it's in red. So the long term of all this is to improve your avatar, is to improve your profile, basically.
And this would be whether you're FBA or FBM. We've got to get the scores up.
Yes.
All of it to make sure that Amazon likes you and doesn't penalize you for not doing what customers want. Customers want things that are in stock, and customers want them to be delivered on time and they're not defective.
It is a long-term goal, because even if I tell you what you need to do and you go and do it today, your number will not change. Amazon needs to see, and this word is very important, consistency. They need to see that you are cleaning your account, let's say. It's in inverted commas, the word cleaning. Basically taking care of your account as you should daily or weekly, not you do it once and you forget about it. So this consistency is related to listing maintenance, stock maintenance, sales consistency. So if you are selling today, let's say 3,000 items, tomorrow you'll be selling 3,000 items, not you go down to 1,000 for some reason. I'm exaggerating now, but just to show you what I mean by consistency. And of course, you can increase it, but dropping it and you are not consistent is not considered healthy in a way. And restock. This is quite difficult to control, having the same, because you depend on suppliers and things like that. So yeah, that number that I showed you, that is the 503 that I mentioned earlier, that is normally changed or updated between Sunday midnight and sometime Monday morning. In UK, usually it is 1 o'clock in the morning, but it depends where you are and where your seller central is. I'm talking about seller central that is located in UK in this case. The number, as I said, increases. I was just reading the last comment. It's all right. It's all right. I remember it by heart. The number, as I said, increases over time, but only if you have consistent. I'm repeating the word consistency because it will not happen immediately. It will, when you start taking action, you start see the number going. So if you are doing -5, -7, or -10, you start seeing -7, -5, -3, and then you come 0. So it flattened, and then it starts going. You start getting +1, +2, +3. So that's what I mean. That's why you need to be consistent. So the number takes this
I'm
form.
just going to stop here there because I think the thing about being consistent is really important, probably for all the ways that we deal with Amazon. And I'd just like us to have emphasize that point. So one of the things that we see at Sell Beyond a lot of times is companies that are, for example, with advertising, they are doing a burst of activity and then maybe they're not looking at it for 3 months and then they panic and they do a burst again, or they're doing lots of one thing with advertising and not another. Oftentimes people are adding lots of products, lots of markets, trying to get on 7, 8, 9 Amazon marketplaces at once and not allowing themselves to do a good job. So from the point of view of me, that I get to see lots of companies, it seems very easy to see that it's very important to be consistent. But as an Amazon seller, Maria, how did you learn to be consistent? How did you learn that this was important?
Uh, I was in the, let's say, bad side, in the red, like others, and then I just started learning about this process, because I realized that if I do not, it was affecting my. I will come later. Slides will show it was affecting my cost. I was paying more when I could save that money. I was losing money, and I will show also that when I could make that money. So all these things affected my profit in terms of my sales on Amazon, because we have this uh, perception that the more we sell, the more we make profit. It's true, but also remember, you're using the warehouse of Amazon. If you're using their warehouse, you're also paying there, and you are being penalized if you are not taking care of certain things, which I will cover in a minute.
And I think even, and it's not a focus of this, if you're on Vendor Central, so that means if you have a wholesale relationship with Amazon, many companies get a lot of chargebacks from Amazon because the items aren't received like how they should be. And so that comes then to having a consistent process and how you send things to Amazon as a vendor to reduce your chargebacks. So consistency, I would say, and just to emphasize this point, if you have an e-commerce website, you are in control of everything. Okay, you've got to get Google to like your page and you can send out ads. You get to do what you like. If you're working with Amazon, Amazon is scoring you all the time on all of the different things you're doing as a seller to make sure you're giving customer satisfaction. So it's kind of like Big Brother, and we have to understand it's a really, really different way of selling. And I would say my understanding, if you're selling to supermarkets, and you don't have a 98.5% success rate for delivery on time, you'll probably have the buyer on the phone. On Amazon, all you might get is inventory planning. You see your score slide every week with -3 points, -5 points. And if you're not monitoring that on a weekly basis, you could suddenly be in big trouble. So we don't want to be scaremongers, but this is to emphasize the fundamental difference of Amazon as a platform versus other ways of online selling or other ways of offline selling. So I'm going to let you go back to the next slide there, Mary. Now we've hammered home that point. Everyone's exhausted and scared. Okay. So how do we make changes? How do we do it?
Yeah. So basically, we keep our listing, we clean our listings, we optimize them. So these are words that I'm constantly repeating because so that you understand. So listings, I'm repeating the word listing, and I'm repeating the word stock. It's because they are related to this thing. So listing, cleaning and optimization, and stock maintenance, restock. Of course, you monitor all this through inventory planning. Yeah.
Okay.
So on listings, there are many things that we can do, and one of them is listings removed by Amazon. So sometimes Amazon will remove our listings. Need to be investigated as to why, and need to be deleted from the account if necessary. So if there's an error on the listing, if the listing was removed for some reason, maybe they merged it with another ASIN, or if you're a private label, maybe they found something on it, you need to either update it or remove it. So don't leave it there. It will work against you unless you fix it, of course. Incomplete listings that you you started and maybe then you decided not to sell them, or and you just left them there. Those will also affect your rating. If you start a listing, either you complete it. If you decide not to, then remove it. um, it also can become incomplete because Amazon will find something that you missed out. So, but normally that you will get a warning, you'll get an indication. It's just keep an eye on these two factors first of all. And next slide.
Yeah. So okay, Amazon doesn't want skeletons in the closet.
Yes.
Everything
Exactly.
has to be dealt with or deleted.
Yes, exactly. So we all let's say sell an item, and sometimes our manufacturer or supplier will not be able to supply us fast enough, and you will know. So you will know that you will only get your stock in 3 months time, okay, and you've run out of stock. We have the habit, I mean, I used to do this mistake. We have the habit of leaving the item there, dormant, inactive. But actually after 1 month it's better to delete the listing, or you can also deactivate the listing. But the right way is when it's going to stay there for a long period of time, it's going to take you time, or maybe it's a seasonal product, then it's better to delete the listing. And when you delete a listing, you're only deleting the listing from your seller central, not from the Amazon catalog. The item will still be there. Okay, so
this might sound quite radical, but the key point is that we can't have, Amazon basically doesn't want to have things that look like they're out of stock for a long time. That's what they're saying. You're not satisfying the customer. You say you can sell something, but it's out of stock. That's really what the problem is. They want the customer satisfaction. Would that be fair, Mario?
Active listing needs to be optimized. This, I think many do it. All of us know that we need to optimize the listing. Have a good converting rate. They need to convert. If you have a listing which is optimized and is not converting, maybe the people do not want to buy it, or they are not. You are not using the right words. Still, that needs to be optimized again. So slow moving items can cause your sell-through, basically. Okay, how fast you sell, how fast Amazon see you selling. So it rates you on that, and I will come later on that. And your stock. So remember that word, stock. So inventory planning. Inventory planning has got 4 influencers. Okay, so when you go into inventory planning, you see 4 bars. Some people see 3, but I will say why later on, why you see 3. Usually you do not see the last one, in stock inventory, but if you see them all 4, they are excess inventory, sell-through, stranded inventory, and in stock inventory. You might not see the 4th one because you are so consistent in your how to replenish your stock that you have reached the perfect optimized way for Amazon.
Anyone in this webinar may have improvements to make, Mario. Otherwise, they wouldn't be on the webinar, right?
No, but I'm just saying, if they don't see, because there could be somebody that is not seeing.
I'm just going to stop here because I did see a question from Andrea. I wanted to deal with it while we're on here. Is a removed listing the same as a suppressed listing? That's the question from Andre. Can we?
You need to see removed listing. You need to see there are, how to say, removed listing can be removed by Amazon for some issues. Suppressed, the distinction between them is practically none. They are the same. They use suppressed and they use or delete. One, you get a warning, I think, so you might have done something wrong. The other one is something that they might have done. But I personally haven't really come to the conclusion when they use the word suppressed and when they have used the word. So yeah, but I think suppressed is when it's my perception here, so I might be wrong. Suppressed is when they suppress it, when they do something, and they when they delete it is when you do something. That's my impression of it.
I would say that
But
a
I could
suppressed
be wrong.
listing I've seen where people have used wrong, like if you're selling a product and you say it's organic, but it's not, Amazon will say, where's your organic certification? They might suppress the listing. Whereas that where Amazon is doing something to you, whereas what you're saying is, well, it seems like there's not much of a big distinction that we can learn from here.
No, what I was referring, sorry to correct you a bit there. What I was referring, let's say they decided to merge an ASIN. So basically, it's something that they did, and they moved your. They're asking you to move your items from this ASIN to another ASIN, which because some people list the same ASIN twice, which is not something that they like.
Okay.
Things like that.
I hope that answers your question, Andrew. Plonk something in the Q&A if you need some clarification on that. So we're back to 4 influence factors, and
Yes.
which is the most important?
Yeah, so the 4 influence factors has got a weight. So the one on top, excess inventory, it has got the most weight on the numbers. Okay, sell-through is the second one, third one is stranded inventory, and fourth one is stock inventory. So you start tackling the first one if you have this issue as soon as possible, because this will start stabilizing the number quicker. Let's put it this way. Next slide, Luis. Okay, so this is your this is a typical example of an inventory planning. As you can see, I'm going to use the mouse.
Oh, I can
The
put where do you
number.
want to
Because you are okay. Sorry. Yeah. So there's the number 503. There. That is the same typical example. I just made this slide. The previous slide I made it based on this one. That's the number that how Amazon rates, and you can see that you are close to the
close to the red, because the red starts at 499. So if you have an account that looks like this, you want to go back into that inventory planning menu and start looking at it.
Then you see next to it, then you see the 4 bars. Now all bars should be in green, but the first one should be at the top. Okay, you should not have excess inventory in theory. Okay, and stranded inventory, you should not have stranded inventory neither. So those two should be at the maximum. Okay, and it's easy. Stranded inventory, they are wasting space on in Amazon warehouse, so they don't want them there. So that's why they penalize you. Take them out. Basically, they're stranded. It's useless, or get disposed of them. You have those options. Well, select whichever you like. Excess inventory is this is when you are overstocking, or you have sent. Sorry, Louis, let me finish this. You have sent stock and of an item. Let's say it's a new item, so you wouldn't know how much you need to send. Although now they are limiting you to send 200. Before it was not the case. This only started recently, actually. And because they start monitoring this item, they realize that you send more than you should. That's one case when you can actually start, paying for excess inventory. And I will come to payment in the next box next to it. But before that, yes. But before that, excess inventory can also be, so I've seen this. Okay, Q4 is coming. Okay, let's fill Amazon warehouse with stock. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that anymore. And let's be realistic. You cannot fill the Amazon warehouse with stock as we used to be in the past. Now they penalize you, and your excess inventory is very costly. So monitor the figures in relation to that. Um, Everybody is different, so I cannot really say what is excess or not. You need to check your numbers and see what Amazon is saying, what is excess, because Amazon tries to tell you which is what is excess and what is not. But
Well,
you judge.
that's one of the things when you close out the Zoom at the end of this webinar, you can book a one-to-one where we can have a look through your inventory planning account and give you some further advice as a free one, a free session with Sell Beyond. So that's something we can help you through if you want to go into it in a bit more detail with your specific questions. There's just another question come in. Just want to make sure that it's relevant, or we can. There's an issue then of I'll message this one to you. We have child ASINs that are inactive and have been for some time. They've been replaced and updated by new schools with the same parent ASIN. We keep them in that listing so that the reviews from the inactive ASINs are still linked to the parent. Would those inactive child ASINs negatively affect our avatar score?
So as I said, the catalog is not deleted, so those items will still be there. Good question. If you delete the listing, you first of all, if you delete the listing, you are not deleting those reviews. Okay, the reviews will stay there, but please note that the reviews are losing their way also because they are old now and they're becoming old if you have replaced them with a new listing. So what you are deleting is the actual listing in Seller Central. So it, I do not want to say it in theory it shouldn't affect, but I haven't maybe experienced it enough, so I will be. I need to check on this, to be honest, once I 100%, but in theory it should not affect.
Okay, thank you very much. Right, we'll go back to the presentation where we are looking at lots of large numbers of money you could be paying Amazon and FBA storage because you're in the yellow.
Yeah, so the next box is what you have paid in storage. So so this number could be good, could be bad. Okay, it depends from what your stock is. What I'm indicating here is that you need to check this number, how it's going, how it's growing, and you will see this growing or going either higher or lower every week. Okay, so this is where you will start to notice whether you are paying a lot or you are, paying the right amount. So keep an eye on that number. Below, the one in red, the box below. No, on the right side, Eloise, there is 528 and 503. Right now, this chart is showing that you are 503, but the highest you were since week 30, okay, was 528. So as you can see, from 528 to 503, the jump was very quick. Yeah. So this is what I mean. Just because you are safe, it doesn't mean you are safe. The number can go down very quickly if you do some mistakes.
Amazon is always watching you. So this is something you really have to look at on a weekly basis.
Yeah. Next slide. So yeah, so this is excess inventory. So to know which excess inventory, I mean, Amazon gives you hints here. To know which excess inventory you need to work on, it gives you this button, reduce excess inventory, and then it goes and lists you some items. Yeah, you have to click on it. Yes, but the one below it, okay, excess units, is telling you there is 581 excess units, and they are costing you 2,200, nearly 2,300 in storage. Now, as I said, this is what happens when you send stock. I know how this happened to this item, which I will not go into the detail, but this item is highly overstocked, and because of that, you can see there's an estimated excess of 112 items from 2 to 3. So available.
Amazon is telling you here in a menu, it thinks you've got too much.
Yeah, and because of that, it's going to penalize you. And that's the cost of one of the items. So of course, 112 of 581. Okay, so excess units is 581, but there is 112 of this item. So this item alone is costing, let's say, one-fifth, one point something of that cost of the 2,200.
So
So
what you're saying is putting into a lot of stock for the end of the year in FBA could really actually make it very unprofitable for you, because they're going to penalize you for storage straight away.
Yeah, this was not something that we had in the past, but now it is there.
Should we move on?
Yeah. Sell-through. This is the most difficult to control, and the most difficult to, increase. Sell-through is measured across all your items. Okay, if you have slow-moving items, like this one at the bottom, you can see this unit had no sales. Okay, there is only 11. It's been in stock for over 180 days, so more than 6 months. Okay, and had no sales. So in the column, so it's Amazon is showing low traffic, and is showing also the one next to it that sell through is 0.00. So basically, this product is affecting your sell through because it has no rating. It's 0, but it's affecting that number, the 1.3. So the 1.3, yeah, that yeah, to be a good seller on Amazon, you have to be in the green. So you have to be above the 2%, the 2.0. Okay. Normally, you should be close to the 7. Okay. If your account is really good, it should be. You can sometimes go to the excellent, but it's very hard to stay in the excellent. But try to stay between the excellent and the good, somewhere there. That's the right way of being, having good sell-through. Slow moving items, for whatever reason, okay, if they are not selling the item, either they need relisting, they need optimization, or maybe the product doesn't sell, it's not good, it's not, people do not want it. Then you have to accept that and think of what to do with it instead of leaving it there, because it's costing you money. This item is costing money because it has been there. It's only 11 items, but it's costing money because it's been there more than 90 days, and this one has kept the 6 months. So definitely this item is costing a lot of money. Okay, so please also know that this, and to make you aware, this 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 sell-through is showing that in the last 90 days there were 38,000 sales. So that is quite a lot of sales, okay, for 90 days. But still, the sell-through is bad because of these slow-moving items.
Yeah.
So
this would be great if it wasn't for a few outliers like this that are pulling down your score.
Yes, exactly. So that's what's happening. The low traffic is pulling down the score, basically. Yeah, can we go to the next slide? Okay, standard inventory. This is the easiest one of all, okay? If you have items that are returned, item damaged at the warehouse, just don't leave them at Amazon. Just pull them. They are occupying space in the Amazon warehouse, so might as well take them back. And this is an exception, I put this one just to, a stranded item can also have a listing error. And this is why I'm highlighting this. Fix that error. Instead of this one, you don't put it back, you just fix the error. What is the reason, instead of having the item, because like this is not selling and it's occupying just space in the warehouse. So this is why I put this one in particular there, just to give you a more specific reason why an item can be stranded. Yeah, next slide. By the way, can we go back one slide? Yeah. When you open Seller Central, it always shows you the number of items that are stranded. Okay, so
On the dashboard, on the
on
main
the
dashboard
dashboard,
on Sellers,
yes,
you can't miss it.
yeah,
Unless you don't read it, but it's
yeah,
there
yeah.
if you have them.
So in this case, it's showing that there are 396 excess stranded in, items, which is quite high. Okay, which is not the same. Of course, that chart, that uh, image that I had of 396 does not reflect the bar that I had on top in the previous slide, because this
Two different.
it's just a reminder, um, because the customer, sorry, the seller is taking care of actually stranded items in that case. FBA in stock rate. This one, if you overstock, you get penalized, I said. But if you don't stock, okay, you lose money. And Amazon is telling you, hey, if you overstock properly, if you stock properly in our warehouse these items, you can sell 3,100 more. You can have more sales basically. And it's telling you.
This is like the carrot. Most of the stuff we've seen is the stick. This is Amazon giving you a carrot saying, send more things in. We think you can sell more money and give us more referral fees.
And this is for items that either you are running out of stock, or items that Amazon thinks that you will be selling more. So they give you an indication, and it's in the box below where there is 291 and 155. Okay. It's telling you that you have 27 units, but Amazon thinks that you need 291. So maybe it's time to send, you know? And same for the 36.
So 36 days of supply. They're saying you have 69 units. They're recommending you send 155 units today, now, go.
Yeah. So that's it's Amazon helping you. So basically, if you overstock, you're penalized, but if you don't stock, you're also penalized. And this is what it means, FBA in stock rate. Because Amazon wants to keep their customers happy, and they want the stock to be always there. And of course, they sell more, so they make more money. So this is why you get penalized, because Amazon is not making the money that they should also at the same time. So yeah, you always the box on top, if you click on it, it tells you which items you need to sell. Basically, you need to restock. Next slide. So learning points from all this. Account health affects storage. Okay, remember, if that numbers becomes very low, every quarter that number is revised, and they tell you if they're going to give you get an email telling you if you're okay, if you're going to get your storage, unlimited storage or not. I forgot to mention this actually. So yeah, every quarter that number is, Amazon looks at it and tells you, okay, you did well this month, you kept the number in the safe zone, so yes, you get your unlimited storage. If you did not, normally you lose it. But depending also, because I've seen it where customers didn't lose it, depending also on your relationship with Amazon, how long you've been there and all that stuff. So normally you lose it, but I don't want to say it's always 100%. Account health needs to be monitored weekly. Yes, this is something that needs to be there, needs to be one of your processes. Okay, it needs to be checked weekly and not ignored, because it can affect you. And inventory planning is your tool to
emphasize that. The processes, I think, is a really key word here. It's hard to run these Amazon. We're not trying to say that it's easy. Mario told me that when he started selling on Amazon, he was working most of the day to try and get all of this stuff. It's hard to set up processes, but the more processes you have in place to manage the inventory health, the account health, the listing optimization, the excess inventory, the Amazon pay-per-click, and the more you have this long-term view, the better you'll be able to understand that it's important to have the processes to make it work. Amazon is going to penalize you, going to make you pay more money. but it applies to all of the areas of Amazon, because Big Brother is watching you, and that's what makes it different to your own website sales, where it's just your company goals. Here we've got Amazon wants to make money from you, and you absolutely must keep in with what they are saying your targets are. I think we have one more slide, Mario, is that right?
Either one or two.
Okay, so learning points 1.
Yeah. So I was saying the last one is inventory planning is a tool to keep your health account healthy.
So go find where it is on Seller Central if you're not that familiar with it.
Yeah. Next slide. Yeah, inventory planning gives you an overall. So this is a quick overview. So it's also a nice tool to have an overview of how you are doing, how an overview indication of how well your sales are doing. It basically, when you see it not in the green, you know that something is not right. Even though your sales are high, as I showed you, there might be products that are causing your sell-through not to be high. So it needs to be investigated. Inventory planning gives you an overview of your stock and what you should restock. So excess inventory and restocking if you are running low on stock. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's another one on here. Oh,
actions. Well, okay, let's move out to
yeah.
here and talk about what you need to do for your Seller Central account health. You need to have the process in place where you can monitor these regularly. I think that we can't emphasize that enough, and it's something we help a lot of business owners with, either to know what to do when you have a red signal come up that you don't understand, or to actually hold you to account to look at it every week. That's one of the things that that is very important with this. Any other tips, Mario, for things that people can do? They need to be looking at inventory planning every week. You can still run pay-per-click. You can still optimize your listings for sales and conversions. What else should you be doing apart from looking at it every week? Keeping a tab on how much Amazon is charging you, I suspect, as well.
Yes, yeah, exactly. How much you're being charged, and also how much you're losing if you are not restocking. So, yeah.
Putting those dollar figures or those pound figures on against what you're doing suddenly makes inventory planning a whole lot more important. And there's time here for more Q&A. A lot of people that got in contact with who are on this webinar today, as I said, had other questions about other areas. The Sell Beyond webinars are going on throughout to the end of the year. We've got webinars on EU expansion, branding and customer loyalty on Amazon, how to run your pay-per-click campaigns, and how to enter new markets and research that side of thing. So we will be covering some of the other areas that that people have asked about, but we wanted to start with what looks like the very teeth pulling basics. But on the other hand, we know that without this, if you're on Seller Central, and especially if you're doing FBA, if you don't clearly understand what this is, a lot of the other things you're doing could be in vain, because you're actually hemorrhaging money on this area of the thing, or you're not getting the visibility you need, or you're not getting the sales you need because of this specific area. So I don't know if anybody else has got any Q&A about this or things that we've covered. Mario, would you like to have a conclusion about, give people hope? We've had it feel like the headmaster has told you your grades aren't good enough. Now give us hope that it's possible to achieve. How long does it take to turn the ship around?
How long it takes, it depends on how big you are and how organized you are and how much you systemize it. But definitely it's not how to say, it's not a difficult task. You just need to monitor it. It's something that initially you will be, it's hard work and thinking how you are going to sort all these issues. What I mean by hard work is, if you are a big seller and you have lots of stock, you might have lots of these. So tackling all these, let's say, excess inventory items, okay, you have to think about it because it can be costly, but it doesn't take, it's possible. within a quarter, it's possible to sort out the issue, and you start seeing the number growing.
But if you guys get on it now, it may be that next week your store's still going down. Don't get disheartened. Keep going.
Exactly. And you'll see that by the end of the year, when that number is reviewed again to give you the storage for January, the next quarter, Q1, basically you'll be fine. It's just you need to take care of it. That's all.
One other question, really great question, kind of Simon Lilly has asked, does FBA or FBM affect your account health score? For example, will being on FBA be easier to improve your score, or will your score improve quicker? If you go and sell your stuff through Amazon, is that going to make you more likely to have a better score than FBM? Mario, this is a favorite topic of yours, so.
Can you repeat the question? You cut off for a moment for me.
Does FBA
versus
FBM affect your account health score? For example, will being on FBA be easier to improve your score, or will your score improve quicker if you're on FBA?
Good question, yeah. First of all, these items, this topic is about FBA, not FBM, okay? But FBM does play a part in it. It depends how you are maybe doing it. Some people do FBM and then they switch to FBA and then go back to FBM. It depends how you're running it. However, please note, and this is fundamental, okay? Your sales increase if you do FBA, not FBM. You can run 2 listings, okay? And you can do it yourself and check it out. Do it for one month FBM and do it 1 month FBA, okay? You will see that the sales of FBA is a lot higher than FBM. Now, I know that in FBM, probably you make more profit, okay? But the sales are a lot bigger on FBA. And the reason why is Amazon wants to make profit always. So they prefer FBA than FBM. And
it means people can buy Prime fundamentally if you're selling through FBA, Amazon is shipping it. That's one example of the difference. I know there are some people on this webinar that may not understand the difference.
I know it has been proved in the past that if you do FBA of the same product, the product sells more than if you do FBM.
And I think we could possibly compare with Vendor Central as well. Of course, you may have very big bulk orders with Vendor Central. There are many companies that we work with that have a Vendor Central account for some things. Some things they're shipping FBA. Maybe they even have a couple of FBM. You may have very, very big volume orders on Vendor Central. If you have items on Vendor Central that are really either ticking along, they're not doing that well, or even they're not selling much and Amazon isn't doing reorders, it's something we would seriously ask you to consider and think about whether you should be switching to FBA, which will allow you to control the pricing and not upset your retailers, and also will allow you to get better sales velocity potentially than waiting for Amazon to drip feed you orders of something that isn't going that well. So that's another item in here, but it sounds like the conclusion to that question is yes, FBA. If you're selling some items FBA and some FBM, FBA will be more likely to have quicker sell-through, and that will then increase your sell-through score, for example. Is that right, Mario?
Yeah. Sorry, I thought that didn't.
All right. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's something we talk about a lot. And otherwise, thank you so much. Thank you, Mario, for your insights.
Okay. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
You guys, thank you very much for attending.